Speaking 26, question 1. Some people think that when children are on their own personal cell phones, they can play whatever game they want and watch whatever they want. Others think that parents should exercise control over the apps their children use and restrict the games their children use. Which do you agree with? Explain why. 15 seconds to prepare. Begin preparing now. Time. 45 seconds to speak. Begin speaking now. Time. Okay, my turn. Now I have 15 seconds to prepare. I may begin preparing now. Some people think, okay, of course parents should exercise control. We're talking about children here, so what age? Depending on the age is when people are going to say, when they consider the child to be an adult, but then it's their cell phone time. 45 seconds to speak. Begin speaking now. Of course, parents should exercise control over the apps their children use on their cell phones. Parents need to restrict the games that children play. Otherwise, children are just going to play an enormous amount of time, a wasteful amount of time. If parents want their kids to be using their cell phones for emergencies and learning situations, they absolutely have to restrict certain things. They have to go into the settings and use the suggested parental settings. They have to put some kind of restrictions. Otherwise, the kids are going to rot their minds. They're going to get into games that maturity-wise, age-wise, are beyond the kids' level. In order to protect the kids, parents can't just let their kids do whatever they want. Kids at school are going to show the children how to break free of settings on the phone. Okay, I can do that one better. Here we go. 45 seconds to speak. Begin speaking now. Parents should exercise control over the apps their children use and restrict games their children play. A parent can't let the child go 100% completely wild on their cell phone. Parents need to be putting safety settings on the phones that they give their kids. Otherwise, the kids are going to be getting into things that they shouldn't be getting into. When a parent gives the kid the phone, they're doing that because they want the kid to have it for an emergency situation and to use it as a learning device to help with homework. Positive things, not the negative things that happen if a kid can get into any app they want, any game they want, and watch any video they want. So to use this the best time. Okay, everybody. Now, when I'm satisfied with that answer, the second answer. It could be better, yes, but I also want to talk to you about something more important. Let's analyze this question. Question number 1, the independent question. Let's analyze this. Now, when I'm using this question with the pharmacists that I help in the one-on-one meetings where they practice their speaking answers, or in the group meetings when people are practicing their speaking answers with me, this question, I know the majority of people are going to answer this in the same direction that I just did, saying that parents should exercise control over the apps that children use, and they should restrict some games that children use. I know most people are going to answer in that direction. Most of you were going to answer in that, most of you already did answer in that direction before hearing my answer, or you would have anyways if you didn't give an answer before hearing my answer. So the challenge with this question is, well, in order to make my answer stronger, in order to explain why at a more advanced level, in order to develop my topic to progress my ideas further, I need to know, why would people disagree with me? What argument would people have? Okay, so let's think. Now let's go to the opposite side. some people think that when children are on their own personal cell phones. Okay, so an argument that could be made against my viewpoint is personal property. Hey, it's the kid's phone. Either the kid received it for their birthday or for a holiday as a gift and now it's theirs, or they saved up some money and they bought it. Either way, it's their personal property. That's the kind of argument that somebody would say. Somebody might also say that it's impossible for the parents to really restrict anything on the kid's phone. Somebody would say that when the kids go learn from other kids at school, or when they learn from their cousins on the weekends, they are going to learn ways to go around parental settings, around internet restrictions. So I guess an argument, I'm challenging myself right now, guys. I'm showing you how to practice. I guess the argument that somebody would say against my viewpoint is those things. Again, it's not realistic to think that a parent will be able to restrict the child on their phone, and it's the child's personal property. Somehow it became their personal property. That is what the phone said. That is what the question says, on their own personal cell phones. So by thinking of those things, when you practice, by thinking of why people would disagree with you, and then counter-arguing, we can now make our answer stronger. So here's my final answer. After I have now, first I gave my real answer, and then I challenged myself by thinking, okay, why would people disagree with me? Now, in this final answer I'm about to give, I have to address what I believe is the strongest argument against me. So here we go. 45 seconds to speak. Begin speaking now. Of course, parents should exercise control over the apps their children use on their cell phones and restrict the games their children play. If parents don't do this, the kids are going to get into things that they should not get into age-wise and maturity-wise. Parents get their kids a cell phone for emergency situations and as a learning device, something to aid in homework and studying. They don't give it to kids so that the kids can go wild. Even if a kid has their own personal property and saved up birthday money and bought their own cell phone, they're still just a child. They still need somebody with maturity level to protect them from all of the things that a cell phone and the internet brings them. Parents need to be mature enough to make the tough decisions.
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Erin helped me to pass and get 26.
Erin, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it. And I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helped me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
So instead of feeling like you have to give exactly 2 reasons and exactly 2 examples, instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like this, jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professionals here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26.